Alright, so what I want to talk about is the roguelite, some roguelite games that are nowadays considered as their own genre. Survivors, and let's start with the Vampire Survivors. This game pretty much started the whole thing. This got a huge amount of players instantly hooked in a good way. There has been some negativity with these games. Very little, but still a little bit. Where people think these games as a gambling simulators because you are getting random choices in the beginning. Usually towards the end you have almost a free choice to whatever build you want, and the amount of content for 2 to 3 euros or dollars is astonishing. And I just want to say that I don't think there is a addicting quality to these games, and I personally have played a shit ton of these games. When I had finished Vampire Survivors, I instantly started looking for new games like this. Like, it's just so fun because I'm a very stressed person. I stress a lot, and I have a little bit of ADHD problems. So a game like this, that when it starts to go, it really goes. It's so in the start you are just slowly walking, doing everyday shit. You lose, you get some gold, you get passive upgrades in the main menu, you have a shit ton of challenges, you power up so you get further along. It's a great gameplay loop for a roguelite game, and the simple nature just makes it a perfect game for experienced and not so experienced gamers. Total to this day I have played hundreds of hours, multiple of these kind of games, and I'm glad to say that Vampire Survivors has pushed itself very far. It just got its 1.0 patch, and I actually finished all the content in that one too on the release, but here you can see the comparison to what a Vampire Survivors looks like when you have played it almost 70 hours, and it's just so hectic. It needs it just needs your attention. It is indeed I would say, as a person who has played games ever since I was a kid, I only just play games, barely work at all, play games, and stay home and play games. This is in its own way, it's a revolutionary step back to a simple game design, but with a good random effect put onto it. Like, this reminds me of some like a SNES era games in its visual representation, and that you just walk around and let things happen, or Atari games and such, but at the same time they remind me of Diablo in a way that you kill monsters, gather experience, gather random loot, and hopefully get further. That is just the fundamental of a good addicting gameplay loop. And well, as I mentioned in the start, there has been people that complain about the addiction, that it's bad thing to waste people's time, although every video game is literally waste of time. Especially if you're not enjoying it. Like, I don't think it's waste of time, but you can make an argument that it is a waste of time as you're just sitting on your PC and not doing anything with your life. But that's it. That's just a little bit of briefing because I want to talk about my favorite survivors type of games that Vampire Survivors has bred. And Vampire Survivors is extremely good, but there are a couple ones that have separated it themselves. And first one, which was a little bit more unique, 20 minutes still down. The premise is pretty much the same. You play as the unlock procedure is a little bit different, and there is a little bit more skill needed as you will be aiming with your mouse, and with the need of aiming becomes the more skill based. But again, the game starts so simple, so easy, and I do have to say I'm really waiting for new updates to this game. Like it gets us updates, but it's just for a person like me who sees that oh, a new update. I play it instantly, couple hours or how long it takes, and that's it. Until all achievements are done. That is another point actually, what those people complaining about these games wasting gamers' time is. It's not a waste of, like, first of all, if you're having fun, is it a waste of time? No. And if, like, people say there are no real goals, similar to gambling, although even in gambling the goal is to win, but there is achievements, unlocks, like those are main things that I personally like. They give me a reason to, oh, why would I play a character witch? Because I like the character Elder God, because I have done everything else and I want to play still this game. And here's a little bit more hectic gameplay. Because this game too, like, and this game gets hard, like, once you, like, there are still times when you fuck up and there's nothing you can do. I think the random element is a little bit more pronounced in this than Vampire Survivors' current state, because there is not as much of a ways to banish or reroll or anything. But yeah, this is such a good game. Like, if you like survival types game, play this. Then we have this is a great game, not just because of the cover art. Like, you can see what are the great assets of this game, and but the gameplay, it's so fucking smooth. Like, it's visually a little bit better, and for some reason I don't have audio in this one, so fuck that. But like, this is extremely similar to Vampire Survivors, so there's not much to say except the assets. And let's see if I... And when you pause the game, you see a little bit more assets if you are that kind of person who likes to pause their games. Fighters and bullets. This is actually just a prologue. This was also like, this has so much promise, and I'm so excited for the full release. This is at its prologue state or demo state, just already a great survivalist type game. And it has there's a little bit of a different variation, as there are some side quests, and well, actually in Vampire Survivors there's two like secrets you can find and all that kind of shit, but this has a little bit of a more modern feel to it. Like the quests and such are not as secrets, but they are actual quests, like go to the graveyard, kill this boss, which spawns only at the graveyard, etc. Bounty of One. This is an interesting one because it changes the premise a little bit, but since you cannot shoot except when standing still, which makes it a little bit more game that needs more strategizing, and it gets extremely hard towards the end, and I would say this is even more luck based than any of the previous ones. But other than that, it's extremely similar. But the variety in gameplay with the needing to stand still is nice. Grim Horde. This is probably the most... like, there is an argument to be made that this isn't even a survival type of game. Because in this one you raid towns like Arthas. You are unholy spirit, demon or something, and you, depending on what character you play, you constantly keep spawning more and more. This character actually has only 8 summons, but this, for example, over 160 minions just killing, pillaging and raiding. You collect all the loot and experience to level up your summons, and this is one of the games that I bought very early. I haven't yet returned to it, but I had a couple hours of fun with it, and something else got released and I forgot about this. But this is again like it's a good game, like for a couple of euros or dollars, that's all you can wish for. Project Lazarus. This is also very early stage, but if you love mechs or sci-fi shit, this is great game. It's also actually it works best on controller, as it's the classic twin stick style game that you move on left, shoot automatically to where you point on right. You can play this like the 20 minutes till dawn with a cursor and mouse, but I feel like with sticks this kind of spray and pray is better when the amount of enemies is this large. the interesting thing is this, you select what kind of a mech you are going to use, and different mechs have different parts that you can utilize, and when you level up you have to choose to which arm and such. Like, it gives a little bit of variety, but overall it's the same good shit that helps you to turn your mind off. Roguelites, yeah. This was basically... oh, this has gotten updates. Nice. When I played this only had these 3 achievements and I just shelved it. But this is a more complex version of Vampire Survivors, I would say. It has similar stuff, but there is a roadmap that you follow. It gives this... let's show you. It gives you more of a... oh, this is actually just surviving. But there is a roadmap where you have positions like this that spread around, and then you choose which way you want to go. Each place has their own problems, so you have a little bit of a random element there and a little bit of strategizing with what enemies you want to go against. That is a extremely interesting way, although in the end you were so powerful again that you didn't really have to give a shit if you went to a elite group or just minions. This is the latest one that I've been playing a lot. Spell Defender. It's again, starts extremely simple and easy, very much like the previous titles I mentioned, but in a 3D environment, and again with mouse aiming. And it is like this is one of the harder ones, because this again doesn't have rerolls or banish, so you have to actually pick from what the game gives you, forcing you to create other strategies on the fly. And in a way I like it, in a way I hate it. I still come back to it, because even after Alt F4 in a while I'm like, well, it's a shit good of game, so I really want to play it more, and I'm going to get all the achievements. It's just but in this one there's a shit ton of upgradable spells, passive stats and everything, so it's just a little bit of a grind. And the last one I want to talk, Spirit Hunter's Infinite Horde. This is visually my favorite one. It's as you can see on the video right now, there is this Path of Exile style skill tree. There is quite a lot of stuff to build on, and then it's again same stuff, but the visual style and it just feels good, like the game feel is extremely satisfying. And this again, like this gets hard, like there's, but this one also has pets that do different kind of things. Shops in the maps where you can spend the gold you're gathering, so you need to move a little bit more, like the game forces you to move more, and you collect gold from chest boxes, use them on the shops. On the shops you can buy more souls, which are the EXP, and the currency that gives you the ability to buy the passive skills and active skills from the Path of Exile style skill tree. It's just, there is no real negative side of these games except the time spent on them. And of course that's not a real negative, like I have played quite a bit of games on Steam alone, and I just wanted to bring awareness in these games because these are my favorite of this genre, and I feel like a couple of these haven't got the attention they need, because there's so much of these kind of games now. Like, I'm happy about it because I have time to play all the shit, piece of shit, and but I'm sure there's a lot of people who are looking for a good alternative to Vampire Survivors. So I wish I could help. So have a nice day.